Library's renovations, thanks to the hard work of a lot of volunteers and the contribution of the Ontario Trillium Foundation. And after that, we're going to have our annual Strawberry Social. So it's a beautiful day. We lucked out in that regards, and thanks to everyone for showing up for our celebration today. This library you probably know, but if you don't, take a quick peek out front, is the oldest pioneer rural library in Ontario. And for 165 years, it's been maintained by a loving care and time and dedication of a number of volunteers in our community. And we've had help from help from a number of different agencies along the way, but basically the volunteers have been the core of taking care of the library. So 165 years. It served as a Sunday school, for card games, for Scottish country dances, square dances, Christmas dinners. We still have strawberry socials, cornrows. Very much has turned into a community center, as I think a lot of you are aware of. But it's wonderful that 165 years later, the grand old lady is in such great shape. So again, that's wonderful, and we're here to commemorate her and our community as well. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to introduce a number of dignitaries we have with us today, and then I'm going to introduce our chair to cut the cake, so to speak, ceremonially as we go on. So first of all, I'd like to invite Mayor Joanne Ross-Zooey, Her Worship from Township of Centre Wellington, to bring greetings. Your Worship.
Excuse me.
Thank you very much. I'm just delighted to be here. It's a very busy day in Centre Wellington as it's Doors Open Day. And so around the whole community we have various sites that are open for people to come in and see the historical heritage value of these locations. And here we are in one of our most precious historical heritage valued places in Centre Wellington. I really am delighted that you are recipients of the Trillium Grant. It's nice to have a nice fresh kitchen in the back of your facility. I was thinking about all the times that I have been at the Ennotville Library, and it never was for a library, so I'm so glad it was mentioned that it serves so many other functions, because I think I was here as a small girl square dancing, and there are other times I just remember it being so full of, it would be busy. It's always seemed to be very, very busy. So you could always tell there was a lot of energy in this facility, and it certainly shows because so many of you come out to celebrate its success. So I wish you well. I know it will be here for many, many, many more years. And keep it in mind to open it up for other people to see it, because it truly is a treasure. And it's a treasure because you valued it so much. And we certainly value your contribution to our community. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much, Your Worship. I'd like to call on now, we're going up to various levels of our assistants here. Warden Chris White from County of Wellington. If you come forward, please. Thank you.
Well, thank you for inviting me out here this afternoon. I have to say I'm absolutely dumbfounded. I've never been in this library before, and at university I studied history and I majored in British Empire. And it's amazing to think you could stand there and look up at these shelves and look up at these books and realize somebody could have been standing in the exact same place in 1880 and been looking at the same books. I mean, it's just thrilling. I know you've got some amazing treasures in there. I'm having a hard time leaving that room. Once you start looking into the books, you realize you've got some real treasures and some real valuable books. And I understand some folks from the university and so forth come up and use these because they're original versions and not politically correct, which is always nice. So I want to congratulate you and the foresight of your forefathers and you folks for keeping this thing up and alive and as a local library. It really is impressive, and I'm really amazed. And it just shows you what you can do when you keep government away. So I want to congratulate you, and I want to thank Trillium for the money. It's obviously very much needed for the roof and your kitchen, and to preserve these books for many, many years to come. Well, congratulations on what you're doing here. It really is amazing.
Thank you very much, Warden White. I'd like to call now our chairman, Dr. David James, to say a few words on behalf of the Ennotville Library Board. David.
Thank you, Ken. On behalf of the board of the Ennotville Historical Library,
I wish to extend our appreciation to the Ontario Trillium Foundation for their grant, which was so gratefully received, and we actually needed it very badly. The roof was starting to leak, and the Ontario Trillium Foundation is an agency of the Ontario government, and they're one of the leading grant makers in Canada, in fact, and they want to promote local community organizations that can promote community services, and we think we're very, very thankful for them giving this grant. And today we have Mr. Winston Bogart here from the Trillium Foundation to say a few words.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm a volunteer, and this is coming to something like this today is one of the things that make the job really a lot of fun. When I first came here and saw this building, I fell in love with it. Reported back to the team, because there's 16 of us on the team, that I thought this was a worthy cause, and particularly it had so many connections to early Canada. And being a long-time Johnny Canuck, promoter of Canada, and a little bit of a history buff, and an architectural guy, it was very satisfying to me to be able to contribute a few words of recommendation on behalf of this project. I also enjoyed the fact that there were so many people who were local that were involved, that it was a grassroots operation. This was a typical grant that was a small amount of money but with big impact. So on behalf of the Trillium Foundation, I wish you all the success in the future with the building, and it is truly a treasure. And don't forget, you've killed this grant off. It can also be a time for another one, so just keep asking.
Yay!
If you don't ask, you don't get. That's what I found out. So thank you very much for inviting us here today.
At this time, we're going to have a cake cut to celebrate the end of the renovations, and again to thank the Trillium Foundation for all their assistance. So, David, the sharp blade is in your capable hands.
Okay.